Harry Kane.
And Kane is going to go for it. Has he beaten Joan? Oh, I don't believe that.
Luis Diaz.
Delicate little chip. What a story being written. Luis Diaz.
Olise.
Brilliant run from Michael Olise. It's absolutely magnificent. Oh, what a goal. Utterly spectacular.
The new look Bayern team is pretty scary. They are playing on another level than any other team in the world. Kompany and that giant head of his has transformed the Bavarians into a powerhouse again, and they are a joy to watch. In terms of results, they just can't seem to lose, as they remain one of the few teams in Europe to stay unbeaten. In the Bundesliga, they look like they're playing squad battles, just hammering teams while barely conceding. Even in the Champions League, they're running the show. They control every match, almost 60% possession on average, over 90% pass accuracy, and some of the best pressing numbers in all of Europe. They don't just keep the ball, they use it to suffocate teams. Opponents can't get comfortable because Bayern press like maniacs the moment they lose possession. Now, of course, a lot of this comes down to Vincent Kompany. It's his tactics that have transformed Bayern. He's very adaptable, he doesn't stick with one formation. It tends to be a 4-2-3-1, but in the modern day, formations are very fluid. Sometimes it's a 4-2-3-1, sometimes it's a 4-3-3, sometimes it looks like a 4-4-2. In fact, sometimes the actual formation looks like a 2-4-4 because the fullbacks and the midfielders push so high, it creates constant overload and chaos in the opponent's half. And that's the great thing about Kompany's Bayern. They're very disciplined at the back, but incredibly creative in the attack. So they defend smartly, they transition very quickly, and then in the final third, Kompany lets the talented attackers do what they have to create chances and score goals. It's a team that really has an identity, and that's what makes them so dangerous. Let's start with the best part of the team, the place where all the headlines are made, the attack. And right in the center of it all is the heartbeat of this machine, Harry Kane. The guy has been scoring non-stop from the moment he stepped foot in Germany. He scored 26 goals in the Bundesliga and 41 in all competitions in that first season. Numbers that put him up there with Robert Lewandowski's best seasons. And what's great about Kane is he doesn't just give you goals. He also creates chances. He's a great leader, and he sets the tone for how Bayern attack. And in this new season, well, he's taken things to another level. By mid-October, the man already had 21 goals and 4 assists in just 15 games. He is technically on track to surpass Messi's 91 goals in a calendar year. That's the ridiculous pace that he's playing at. Every game, he's giving you either a goal or assist, most often both. And it's not just about the goals themselves, it's about the quality of these goals and how he's getting them. Kane has reached a point in his career where he doesn't have to rely on pace and power alone. He uses his footballing IQ. His movement, timing, and decision making are so sharp, and he's always one step ahead of every single defender. Watch any game of his at Bayern, and you will see how clever this guy is. When Bayern build out from the back, Kane often drops deep. In fact, in some games, Kompany's been using him as a number 10, which is perfect for this guy because he's so good on the ball. This way, he's not waiting for service, he's creating it. He doesn't need others to get him the opportunity, he'll make it himself. He pulls defenders out of position, and that opens up space behind for wingers like Diaz and Olise to run into. Then once those defenders get confused and step up, Kane spins back towards the goal, getting ready for a cutback. This is what makes him so hard to mark. If you follow him around, he's gonna drag you into uncomfortable zones. If you're not on top of him like glue, then he has time to pick the perfect pass. So either way, as a center back, you're put in a lose-lose situation. And then of course, Kane's finishing, world class. I mean, this guy can beat you in any way. He can hit a thunderbolt from 25 yards out. He can finesse shot it into the bottom corner. He can score with his head. He can hit it first time. He can hit it from outside the box. He can beat 2 players and then score. And then his penalties are automatic. I mean, what more do you want? The guy's a poacher, a creator. I know I'm glazing him a lot, but I still think this guy's so underappreciated. How many number 9s can play make like this? And it's because of Kane's playmaking that Kompany can have the attack just flow. Because Kane isn't chained to the box, he floats between the lines. He feeds the wingers. Like I said, he's literally been playing as a number 10 in some matches. I believe he's averaging around 45 touches per game, which is very high for a traditional striker. And that's why he's getting so many goal contributions. And then of course there's his work rate. People don't appreciate appreciate just how much this guy presses and runs. He covers more than 10 kilometers per match. So not only is he playing like a midfielder with the ball, but he's also doing the defensive work like a midfielder too. You will see him sprinting back to block counterattacks. You will see him pressing from the front. Kompany actually said in an interview that Kane is the engine and executioner of the team, and I think that's the perfect description. He's the one who starts the move, and often he's also the one who ends it, and that's how he's been able to rewrite the record books in Germany. The guy reached 100 goals for Bayern faster than Haaland did for Manchester City, faster than Cristiano Ronaldo did at Real Madrid. In the Bundesliga, he was finding the net every 79 minutes on average, which is an all-time record pace. This guy spent his entire career in England being one of the best in the world, but always hearing the same question: can this guy win trophies? Is Harry Kane a winner? Thankfully, that pushed him to Munich, and now he's not just winning, he's dominating. He looks like a man on a mission. Then we have Luis Diaz. The man has been killing it on the left wing. He's been a dream fit for Bayern. He's explosive, he's fearless, he's constantly running. Give him the ball and he's gonna run at everyone. He can cut inside and shoot with power, he can go wide and cross. His energy is honestly so important to that front line. You are even seeing how much Liverpool are missing that energy. When Bayern are pushing to break down a team, Diaz is leading from the front. Without the ball, he's pressing the back line. Then with the ball, his dribbling pulls fullbacks out of shape, which creates gaps for everyone. And because he's so direct and so relentless, defenders can never get comfortable. His connection with Kane has been unbelievable, and it shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. Kane loves playing with a good left winger. I mean, do you guys remember Kane and Son at Spurs? When Harold drifts into midfield, Diaz darts in behind. And it's that kind of natural connection that makes this Bayern team so hard to read. You never know who's gonna pop up where. And in Kompany's setup, Diaz is given a lot of freedom. He doesn't have to stick to one position on the left or always have to track back. Then when he has the ball, he's allowed to take risks to make things happen, and that's why he's been thriving. On the other wing, Michael Olise brings something completely different: elegance and aura. There's never been a bigger aura farmer than this guy. The way he's so calm, calculated, and precise. He plays like he knows his crush is watching him. When Bayern signed him from Crystal Palace, some people thought it was a risk. Like, why is the biggest club in Germany taking players from mid-table Premier League sides? But Olise, he silenced any doubters. The way this guy glides past defenders, the way he bends and crosses, that magical left foot. He's very special. For Bayern, he's not just a winger who hugs the touchline. He loves to drift inside. He's pretty much a secondary playmaker next to Kane. Give him the ball, and he'll either cut inside and shoot or play the perfect cross. When Kane drops deeper, Olise often becomes the main outlet. He positions himself perfectly in the half spaces, ready to receive and create. And because he's so unpredictable, defenders never know whether he's going to cross, whether he's going to dribble past them, or if he's going to pass. His technical ability helps Bayern maintain control, because even under pressure, he rarely loses the ball. And that calmness complements Diaz's intensity perfectly. One side is about elegance and holding onto the ball and control, and the other side is about energy, runs in behind, and high intensity. Together, they balance each other out. Then next to Kane, you've got Nicholas Jackson, a completely different type of forward, but just as useful in Kompany's system. Yes, he's not as clinical as Harry Kane. He doesn't have the same star power. But what Nicholas Jackson has always done throughout his career is make things happen. He's fast, he loves to work hard, and his unpredictability, sometimes it can be a good thing, because it means something is gonna happen. Jackson's biggest strength has always been his movement. He loves running in behind defenders, and he can do that a lot more now, playing with Kane, who likes to drop deep, because Kane pulls defenders out of line and Jackson can dart into that space. He gives Bayern a vertical option, someone who can stretch the game. That's why his role is so valuable, because when you have a striker like Kane who can connect and link the play, you need someone like Jackson to make those disruptive runs. It's what keeps Bayern's attack from becoming too static. Yeah, Jackson's not going to score every game, but he forces defenders to panic, and panic leads to mistakes. And in a team that's so stacked, that's all you need sometimes. So whether Jackson's scoring or not, his pace opens up space for Diaz and Olise. So when he's not scoring, he's still helping the team. Now we gotta get into the midfield, the heart of Bayern Munich's dominance under Kompany. Without the midfield functioning smoothly, this entire system falls apart. That's why Kimmich and Goretzka are so crucial together. They form the engine, and that's what keeps Bayern running like a well-oiled machine. Kimmich is the conductor. Everything Bayern do with the ball runs through him. His influence is literally everywhere. He sits deep, he links the defense and attack. When Bayern build from the back, you'll see him drop deep between the two center backs to help progress the ball, giving the fullbacks the freedom to push forward. Yeah, sometimes it can look risky, but Kimmich's intelligence and timing makes it work. He always seems to know where the next pass is going to be, and he rarely loses the ball, even when surrounded by pressure. His vision, to be honest with you, is second to none. I know some people like to see this guy at right back, but he's excellent at controlling the tempo of the match from the middle. If Bayern need to slow things down, he'll recycle possession. If they need to speed things up, he'll break the lines. That ability he has to switch between gears, to go from calm and control to directness, that's what makes him irreplaceable in the middle of the park. Over the years, he's played as a right back, he's played as a box-to-box midfielder, even as a sole pivot. But under Kompany, he seems to really thrive in this double pivot system. So it's no surprise that the club sees him as a long-term cornerstone. They even extended his contract until 2029. He's not a player who's going to score highlight reel goals every week, but without him, Bayern lose their structure. Because this is the guy who resets the shape, he recovers possession, he's the brain. And next to the brain, you need the muscle. And that's where Leon Goretzka comes in. He brings energy, physicality. I'm still torn on this guy, to be honest with you. Sometimes I watch him play and I can't believe a player with this sort of technical ability would be on a team like Bayern. And I don't mean that in a positive way. But the thing is, he's so strong in duels. He's so confident carrying the ball that sometimes this guy does look like German Hullet. His late runs into the box have become one of Bayern's signature weapons. Because while everyone is focused on Kane and Diaz and Olise, suddenly Goretzka arrives out of nowhere and he's the one finishing the move. Now you might argue, Ped, Goretzka is actually an underrated technician. Yes, he doesn't have Kimmich's precision in passing, but he does understand where to be. And you'd be right, Goretzka is great at making clever runs and opening passing lanes. He's not just a destroyer, he's a genuine offensive threat when the opportunity arises. And maybe that's all you need when you already have a player as quality as Kimmich. Goretzka's real value is what he does without the ball. When matches get physical, he's the one that's doing the dirty work. The pressing, the tackling, blocking. He's stabilizing games when Bayern start to swing out of control. And that's what makes the Kimmich-Goretzka pairing so balanced. One dictates, the other one disrupts. One orchestrates, and the other bullies everyone. And that's what makes the double pivot work. When Bayern want to play on the front foot, Goretzka pushes higher, he joins the attack, and he's looking to get goals and assists in the final third. When Bayern need to slow the tempo or protect a lead, Kimmich drops deeper, and together him and Goretzka form a defensive shield. Together, they ensure that Bayern never loses control of the midfield battle. And if you control the midfield, you control the game. Now, of course, the Bavarians have depth beyond these two. You've got Pavlovic, but make no mistake, the real identity of this Bayern side lies in the chemistry between Kimmich and Goretzka. When you watch Bayern this season, you might get distracted by Kane's goals or Olise's dribbles, but just remember these two quietly running the show. Now, it's one thing to attack all out, it's another to stay solid while doing it. And that was Vincent Kompany's biggest challenge, which is turning Bayern's defense from a question mark into one of their biggest strengths. And honestly, he's done a great job so far. Manuel Neuer, even at Unk age, is still the boss of the back. He's more than just a shot stopper as he's always been. He helps build the attack from the back. He sets the tone with his passing. You can't really pressure Bayern because he can just ping a ball from anywhere, and he never panics. He keeps it simple, finds the right pass. Thankfully, we're not seeing him dart into the middle of the pitch anymore, but having him back there just gives everyone confidence. Then in front of him is Upamecano and Ta. Now, to be honest with you guys, I thought these two were going to be a joke. I thought they both have the bozo moment gene, but it's been a really good partnership. Upamecano's been the aggressive one, fast, strong, stepping up right on the back of attackers as soon as they touch the ball. And then Ta, he reads the game well, he positions himself perfectly, and then he covers when Upamecano pushes forward. They've balanced each other really well. And maybe it shouldn't be that surprising considering the guy managing them was one of the best center backs in the world. Then on the right side you have Sacha Boey. He joined Bayern in early of 2024 and he's just the perfect modern day fullback. He loves bombing forward, he can send in crosses, but he can also track back and defend. He's very fearless, full of energy, and he just makes that Bayern right side very dangerous. If it's not Boey there, it's usually Konrad Laimer. This guy is an absolute beast, whether he's playing at left back, at right back, or in the middle of the park. Laimer is just one of those players that does everything at an 8 out of 10 level at a minimum. He gives you everything. He tracks runners, he's good on the ball. Perfect guy to have in every single squad. Together, this back line gives Bayern a real sense of freedom because the team can push up high up the pitch, they can press, and still feel safe at the back. When the opponent tries to counter, they limit the opportunities. Of course, this only works when everybody knows their role. Boey and Laimer both have to pick and choose when they go forward. Upamecano and Ta have to read each other perfectly, but it works because people love talking about Bayern's attack. Kane's goals, Olise's magic, Diaz's energy. But what's really been impressive this season is how strong the defense looks. It's not flawless, mistakes will still happen, but the improvement is huge. And as long as Boey stays fit, Laimer stays sharp, and everybody's in sync, this Bayern team can do a lot of damage. And if there's one guy who could desperately use another trophy, a Champions League trophy, it would be Harry Kane. To see a documentary on Harry Kane's journey, from the guy who couldn't win any titles despite scoring, to now the best number 9 again in the world, you have to check out this video right here.